Hi, friend. Welcome. It is. It's a new week, and it's CHRIMMUH. It's CHRIMMUH week. We Merry Chrysler. Um, this week we thought it appropriate to
Merry
talk about
Crisis.
Merry Crisis. We thought it appropriate to talk about the Grinch because he's one of our favorites, and how he has been bastardized by capitalism today, and I hate it. Hi, Desiree.
Hi.
Sid.
Hi.
Why did you bite me?
Why did you put
What?
your finger in my face?
Yeah, because I was trying to do the intro without you doing the interrupting.
I thought
Children,
I'd just
children.
add something a little unhinged, a little flavor.
A little flavor.
Oh my
The white
gosh.
person's trying to add flavor.
I told you it's in my genetics.
Yo,
Colonization.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh man.
But yes,
I have to stay on brand.
Jesus.
you know how there's movies that really radicalize you as a kid? And some of them were like very overt on that radicalization, and then some of them were more like you think about it later in life and it was very covert. You know, I would say How the Grinch Stole Christmas was one of those ones that was a little more covert. Um, Something along the lines of like Robots. We watched Robots today. That was
I
very
love
overt.
robots.
Yeah, very overt in its like
Underrated.
anti-capitalist, and there was a very clear message in Robots. You know, healthcare should be free for everyone. Like literally,
Yeah. No,
if
definitely
you can't
classism.
afford healthcare, then you should die. Like that's literally
Like
what Robots.
what?
That's the message of Robots.
Very much like
Exactly.
you should help your common man.
Yeah,
Like,
you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, help others who are in need. Like,
mhm.
and
Mhm.
it also brings about the idea that like the free market capitalism literally
Mhm.
steals innovation from others.
It does,
It
yes.
doesn't allow innovation to spread,
Mhm.
to the people it needs to
And
needs
then
to
when
go
you
to
actually
help.
get innovation,
Yep.
like in Rodney,
Hmm.
all of a sudden it's like, whoa, we got to stop that.
Yep. As soon as you
Mhm.
have real innovators, like we've literally seen inventors die because of their inventions would revolutionize things. So
We
it's
saw
Absolutely.
a black inventor have to go into hiding
hmm
because he invented an alternative to gasoline.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
hmm
Yep.
Yeah. So
Happens all the time.
the overt nature of Robots is it's a little bit different in the Grinch. Like you can get you could say it's overt, but I would say it's more covert in the way that it talks about its anti-capitalist message,
the anti-capitalist message is
anti-capitalist,
more
anti-consumerism.
covert
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
it's hidden under the comedy of
Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, did I get
You're
the
like,
name
who?
wrong all of a sudden? I don't
No,
know
you
what.
got it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hidden under the comedy of Jim Carrey and him just being a Grinch,
Right.
you know? But you get the backstory of how he became the Grinch and the
Mhm.
bullying that he endured, and then how that played into him realizing, like, all this gift giving shit is just bullshit,
Mhm.
you know?
And I
Mhm.
think the way that it was written at first, especially the way that Dr.
Mhm.
Dr. Zeus wrote it, and then the 1960s version of the animation, it was like the Grinch is the bad guy. The Grinch
Yeah.
is not nice. The Grinch is
Mhm.
mean and grumpus, and he's like Mr. Scrooge, or he's like a Mr. Scrooge.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
the version that we grew up with, our version of the Grinch, is very much like the Grinch. We know that the Grinch is the good guy. Like
Yeah.
the Grinch is literally just somebody trying to mind his business.
He's trying to mind his business, and it's not until he starts getting fucked with by
Yes.
the people of Whoville, i.e. his bullies, that he's like, I'm gonna get my lick back.
Yeah,
essentially.
it's a
Yeah.
very it's anti-consumerism, anti-bullying for real.
Yes.
That I think that resonated with me so much when I was a kid because I was bullied incessantly.
Yeah, and it felt good to see him kind of
Stand up to them.
get
Yeah.
one back on him, like, oh well, look, I got all your gifts. now what?
Right.
You know?
And I think it also, like, for me in particular, it also feels a little bit, it's vindicating seeing someone like the Grinch, who really felt like an outcast and felt
Mm-hmm.
like he didn't belong because of the bullying that he experienced. But in the
Right.
end, you know, the girl that he thought didn't really like him
Ends up totally leaving the guy that she was supposed to be with, that was his number one bully, to be with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was her name? Martha May?
Martha May.
Martha
And
May,
that's
She
yeah.
was originally, I think, engaged to the mayor.
that was
But
engaged to the mayor only because of circumstance. Like the
yeah,
Grinch went off to Mount Crumpet to mind his
Mhm.
business, and she felt like, okay, there's not anything else for me to do, so I have to marry, you know, him.
yeah,
You know,
Mhm.
but in the like, she actually cared for him
hmm
throughout the whole process, or throughout
from the
Yeah.
very
from the very
beginning.
beginning.
From the
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think
exactly.
that resonated with me, because I kind of feel like my life has
Mhm.
gone in that sort of direction
Yeah.
a little bit. It kind of felt like, you know, there was a lot of times where it felt like I really feel like an outsider, feel like an
Yeah.
outcast. I feel like absolute dog boo boo.
hmm
Mm.
But, you know, like, especially the past couple of years, the turnaround, it kind of feels like, okay, now I'm learning who I am as a person,
hmm
learning who I am as an adult. And now I really feel like my Martha Mays, you know what I mean? Sort of, you know, have found me in
Yeah.
a way, you know,
For who you
Mhm.
actually
like me,
are.
for who I
Exactly.
am.
Yes.
You know, I
Right.
don't want to change me, don't want to shave me, don't want,
Yeah.
you know, yeah,
I don't want to shave you.
don't want to shave me.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
That was good.
So yeah, like I that movie resonated with me in so many different ways, because you really don't, on the surface level, it's a really funny movie. It's a funny kids movie about Christmas. You're not supposed to be a Grinch. You're
Yeah.
supposed to, you know, um
And like the overall theme of like it's about togetherness, that's the spirit of Christmas.
right.
It was
Yeah.
definitely more overt in the animated version.
Yeah.
You know, that like even though he took all the presents, everybody was still just happy that it was Christmas and they went and sang together. Like that was a very obvious.
Right. And I'm glad they
Mhm.
added that extra depth in the live action
Mhm.
version, because it really did feel like everyone, the Christmas season comes, we are consumed by gift giving. It's
Mhm.
gifts, gotta buy. Capitalism, you won't let you go until you buy a chapeau, you know,
Right.
like literally won't let
Yeah.
people, it's all about the Grinch's monologue about, you know, people playing with stuff for 5 seconds and then sending it
And then
in the
yeah,
trash
exactly.
up to
Yeah.
Crumpet. It's like you care only about, like, you may enjoy the Christmas season and you may enjoy this time, but it's like what you really care about is the gifts themselves, not the
Right.
people you're spending time with. It's never,
Exactly.
it's not about the time with family. And I
Yeah.
really
Mhm.
liked that they provided that dichotomy, instead of
Mhm.
just making the Who's the outright, oh, the Who's are just being attacked by this villainous Grinch. No, the Who's are assholes.
Yeah.
The Who's are capitalists who are,
Because where did that gift giving, traditions and all that come from? It came from them,
yeah,
where they
Yeah.
had to add all this pomp and circumstance to what was already just, hey, let's get together because
hmm
it's the holidays type of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
And they wouldn't just let him be, is the thing, you know?
yeah,
No,
Who
they
was he
wouldn't just leave
bothering?
it alone.
yeah. No, he was up there
Right.
chilling, and you had,
Exactly.
especially like the Who kids going
Yeah,
up
the
to
teenagers.
Crumpet
Yep.
Mhm.
to fuck with him.
Hmm.
He did not want to be bothered when he was a kid.
Hmm.
I that was another reason I resonated with the Grinch, because he was very introverted. When
Yes.
he stepped outside of himself to make a gift for Martha, and, you know, all the bullying he was receiving about his face, and he tried to shave himself, he stepped outside
Yeah.
of himself to try and, you know, fit in,
hmm
when and that blew back, just absolutely wrecked him
Yeah.
until he was like,
Yeah.
nope, I'm not.
Why did I even bother?
Why did I even bother? I'm not doing that
Exactly.
again. I'm going up. I'm getting out of here, going up to Mount Crumpet, and I'm going to mind my business. And they literally would not let him just mind his
mind your
business.
Just live exactly. Oh, that scene was so crushing too. To watch that as
And
a
then they
kid.
make all these stories about, you know, the Grinch up there on the mountain is so spooky and scary, and he's so mean. Y'all destroyed his life.
You
He
chased him
didn't
out of
choose.
Whoville.
Yeah, he didn't choose to be there to begin with. That
Yeah,
strange
no.
wind carried him to Whoville, and this is actually a really cool bit of backstory. Apparently, the Grinch is from another version of Whoville because there's different Whovilles.
Really?
There's apparently
Yeah.
different Whovilles. There's one in the Horton Hears a Who. That's a different Whoville than the one in the Christmas story. And there are Who's.
Did not realize there were
Yeah,
layers
there
to
are
the
Who.
Seuss
Yeah.
The Grinch
universe.
is a Who. He's just a different type. He's a different He's like a different
Oh.
subspecies.
The
So
subspecies,
in the Horton Hears a Who Whoville, there are Grinch or Who's that look like the Grinch.
And so it's a xenophobia.
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
kind of yeah. Because
So
that
it's
pretty
like,
much.
it's very
you
much
don't look like us who's?
it's they're a very homogenous society.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Grinch happened to be brought to that Whoville,
Mm-hmm.
and
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, I did not realize the levels that went into the Dr. Seuss universe.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
it's not. I don't think it's necessarily supposed to be that way, but it
Well, I mean,
it makes it.
some of Dr. Seuss's other portrayals.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does add a lot more depth
It does,
to
yeah.
the overarching story
Of the Grinch. Yeah, I mean, it's sad to see him co-opted by capitalism in the way that it is.
That's right.
And it's because Jim Carrey really popularized it in the live action. He made him so funny and iconic.
It's why the Universal Grinches literally use his version of the Grinch as their
every year. Yeah.
archetype.
It's why anytime
that's it.
You see on social media the people who dress up yearly as the Grinch and do those funny videos, they do Jim Carrey's Grinch.
Yep. Because
Right.
that's that I don't remember the last time I saw someone try to imitate Benedict Cumberbatch's Grinch.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Cumberbatch or Cumberbatch?
Batch.
Cumberbatch?
Cumberbatch.
I don't know. It's one of those.
Like a bad
His
guy.
family owns slaves. His family owns slaves. I don't give a shit.
Oh, so we get to mispronounce his name then?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, like
Yes.
Rowling.
Yeah, Benedict Cumbersnatch. Bumper.
Cumberpatch.
Bumpernickel.
Bumpernickel.
I
Benedict
cannot.
Bumpernickel.
There's actually like a thread, I think, on Reddit or something, where people seriously butcher Benedict Cumberpatch's name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and
still,
it gets so hilarious.
the fact that nobody I barely remember that movie was even made
Yeah, no.
because it felt like, why
Yeah,
did we need a new
it's-
Grinch movie?
We had the
There was
first
no reason.
animated version, and then we had Jim Carrey's version, and that was kind of it.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
the
We
only
didn't need
like
much.
the only reason we got an animated version of the Grinch is because it was a money making thing. Again,
That's
is the Grinch being used by capitalism. We
Mhm.
had the perfect Grinch.
It was
Jim Carrey's
perfect the way
Grinch.
it was.
That's the
Yeah.
definitive, like the same way we don't need a new Home Alone movie.
Yeah.
Oh
Right?
no, yeah.
Home Alone-
We're up to
yeah,
like
we-
6, right? 5, 6 of those.
We got Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2. That's it. We don't need no more. And
Exactly.
even if you were to try and remake the Home Alone movies, it wouldn't work in a modern setting. Boom.
No.
We don't need any more. The Grinch was done by Jim Carrey and Ron Howard. Boom. We don't need no more. But
Yeah, should have been
capitalism
one and
said-
done.
Mhm.
Capitalism said we got to make another one,
Yeah,
and
because it makes money.
it makes money. And on top of that, we're not allowed to make another live action because Dr. Seuss's wife forbade it after the Cat in the Hat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah.
I
I
love
love the
the
Cat in the Hat, but apparently critics and studio execs didn't like it. But bro, what do you
Yo.
expect them to do? You want a feature length film out of the Cat in the Hat story, which is like 7 pages long, bro.
Honestly,
Exactly.
What do
You
you want
have to
them
do
to do?
something with it.
You got Mike Myers, the king of improv, to do the Cat in the Hat. What did you expect? That
He's
movie
gonna
was.
fucking improv.
It was
Yeah,
that movie was
It
incredible.
was hilarious.
That movie was incredible, and it's
Oh,
not like
yeah.
the Cat in the Hat really had um a story like How the Grinch Stole Christmas for you to
Right.
kind of weave through. The
They
Cat in
had
the
to
Hat
go
was a
in and
little
It's
yeah.
too,
just meant to be chaos.
yeah, it's just chaos. So
It's
And
just
it was
two kids
perfect.
experiencing chaos
it was
because
perfection. I quote that
My
movie
gosh.
so damn much.
Right.
I quote that movie so damn much.
oh my god.
Oh my God. And yeah, I mean, it kept my mom's attention. You know,
Yeah.
she used to hate kid movies. Well, even till this day, she will not sit down and watch a kid's movie. But she loved that one. She loved that
Oh
one
yeah.
for sure.
That's what I really enjoy kids movies who have that
Kids
have
movie that have adults in mind.
Adult sense of
adult, because
humor.
they know
Yeah.
that the adults are going to get dragged to the movie. So you got the things that the kids will understand, and then a whole bunch of stuff that the adults are the
That
only
the
ones that will
adults will
understand.
understand.
Man, I love that movie. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, accidentally chopping his
Rewatch.
tail off and his
Yeah, it's so good.
iconic.
But yeah, the
The Grinch has been bastardized by capitalism.
yeah.
The Walmart commercial that we saw, I was like, you're fucking kidding me.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying that
Yeah.
we got that new one with Benedict Cumberbatch, and you've never seen anybody reference it ever.
No.
Yeah, literally, I've never heard
Nobody.
somebody reference the Benedict Cumberbatch one
Mm-mm.
ever.
There's no
Because
reason to, honestly.
no, there's no reason to. It's
Jim
ass.
Carrey is the GOAT.
Yeah, that's my Grinch. That's the Grinch. Period.
Mhm.
Even the
That's it.
1960s or 60s version, I don't like.
It's one of those
It's
where it's like, when you first watch The Grinch, you watch that one with the kids.
Right.
Because
Mhm.
it's perfect for, like, toddler age.
mhm.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, maybe, like, Jim Carrey's going to go a little over their head right now. So you show them the cutesy,
1960s
1960s
version,
one.
because it's a
and
very straightforward story in that
It's
one.
very straightforward. It's short enough that it's going to keep their attention. But once you get towards, like, Hobby's age, that's when you show the Jim Carrey one, and it's like, that's going to keep them engaged, and it's going to be really funny.
Mm.
So it's
Right.
like, I feel like there's a purpose behind both of them, but having to remake it and with, Benedict Cumberbatch is, unnecessary, but it was a cash grab.
Yeah, and that brings
Yeah.
us to 2025. Them literally using as we know the Grinch, he is very anti-consumerism. That is
Mhm.
what we know of the Grinch. He does not like the fact that people buy excess for no reason.
Mhm.
But then they take the Grinch and use this symbol of anti-consumerism to sell for Walmart, one of the largest consumerist companies on the face of the earth.
We lost the plot.
Literally.
Truly. Yeah.
Literally lost the plot. What is the Grinch doing
Mm-hmm.
being a mascot for Walmart? For
Mhm.
Walmart.
Truly, the Grinch would have rolled over and just lost it. If
I
he saw
genuinely
that.
think that
Yeah.
you remember the way he burned down the tree?
Yeah,
He would
that's
burn. He would
exactly
burn.
what
He would
would
literally
burn down.
burn the
Yeah.
Walmart. He would burn the
He
Walmart
would.
headquarters, and then slow motion run away. Ah!
That's exactly what would happen.
That's literally
I
what he would do.
cannot. Gosh. We need to
It's
find
like,
him a toy car to drive around in afterwards.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have to stick to the script, y'all.
The way that I know that a lot of it is these wealthy, executives in these companies who are they really do live in an alternate reality than most people
They
do.
do.
It's very alternate reality, very vapid, very empty-headed, because it's like
Mhm.
you saw something similar with the Mariah Carey Sephora commercial.
Ugh.
Oh
Where it was
yeah.
the elf talking about how we're going on strike because we can't afford whatever it was, and then she just breaks out into her song, and it's like, seriously,
That's
you
look.
missed the
It's gotten
whole
old.
tone. Like,
Like,
what were you
surely.
thinking?
Right. Yeah. It wasn't.
Blows my mind.
Yeah. They definitely live in a different reality than us, and again, it's all about money, as we know. And they could care less. They could care less that people are suffering. They can care less about the year that we've had, so far with Trump being in office, rights being taken away. They just want you to continue to spend and live in denial, live in a state
Yeah.
of denial.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, we've already been taking punches I mean,
Hmm.
this year alone, we've been taking punch after punch after
Oh,
punch, and it
yeah.
really did feel like a massive tone deaf gut punch. No, you can take it right into the gut with the Grinch. Walter Goggins. I thought he was a cool dude. Like I for quite a minute, or I thought that he was. I wouldn't necessarily call anyone woke, but I thought he was one of those people that was more aware of their
Aware. Yeah.
surroundings, like especially when it comes to the projects that they take on and whatnot. But then they get him to do the Grinch, and it just, I was like, this is why I don't trust
Yeah.
nobody.
It's all about the green. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Different tax bracket. Anybody that's in a different tax bracket, you can, rest assured that they don't care,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Even the ones that
Yeah.
appear as if they do. You can't
Yeah.
really trust anyone.
Yeah. And I'm learning that more and more because I get, I know that I don't trust, but at the same time, I kind of get lulled into a false sense of security. Kind of like I still have
Yeah.
my guard up, but I'm kind of like, okay, you might be a little chill. I kind of felt the
Yeah.
same way with Mark Ruffalo. I know that he's been advocating for the Palestinian people, but then he
Yeah.
goes and makes excuses for Charlie Kirk. Like,
Right.
I know
See?
you don't have to say that you're necessarily celebrating that Charlie Kirk got taken
Hmm.
out, but speaking out against people who have been hurt by Charlie Kirk, you're not speaking out
Yeah.
against Charlie Kirk. You're not, putting out a statement saying, am I saddened that he, was unalived? Sure.
Hmm.
Are
However,
you?
how no, no, no. However, you created a divisive. You used your platform to spread hatred. Like I've not heard
Right.
anybody have the
No one has
cojones,
acknowledged that. Yeah.
yeah,
No
to
one
say
has
that. It's
acknowledged
like
the communities he's hurt.
as soon as somebody dies, all of a sudden, no, 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 we can't talk. It's too soon. We can't talk about the
That
bad
does
things that they
not
did.
delete the things that they've said, the things that they've
Yeah,
done, the
It's like
communities that they've hurt.
when is the statute of limitations on that shit?
yeah,
You
and
know what I
and I
mean?
genuinely, I'm telling you
Hmm.
right now, the same thing's going to happen with Mitch McConnell and Trump.
Oh no, it absolutely will because it's like
Mitch McConnell.
it's a way for them to avoid accountability at the end of the day because criticizing these people such as Charlie Kirk, such as Mitch McConnell or
Hmm.
um who else was it who died? I don't know. Any of these right wingers who have died,
Yeah.
you know, it's avoiding accountability for the sake of the party because if you criticize them, you're criticizing the party as a whole. And
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
just not that just can't be happening.
Right.
But also, it's criticizing white people as a whole as well.
Yeah.
The thing is with a lot of white people, they don't like to feel guilt. The same thing that they like to inflict on people of color, black people in particular. It's the whole
Hmm.
reason why if a black person, or even a black celebrity does something, they have to go on a whole apology tour. One apology
Yeah.
is never good enough.
Yeah.
They'll continue to bring up the Will Smith, slap. They'll continue to
My
bring up
God.
Kevin Hart's
Yes.
Of like get over that
relationship
shit. Like
situation. And yeah, but nobody else has to do that but people who look like you and I. And so
mhm.
yeah, it's just to avoid accountability and it's to avoid guilt.
And it's also they don't want to ever acknowledge that uh, under the banner of whiteness, they are a homogenous society. Like they literally benefit from the homogeneity of
Mm.
whiteness. So they every time a black or a white person does something, it's always no lone wolf, lone wolf. They were by themselves, even though they are
Yeah.
under that umbrella of white privilege and white supremacy.
Even though
They
it's what contributed to the way they acted out.
and they never
Yeah.
want to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
They never want to
Hmm.
acknowledge their complicity within a system of whiteness.
Hmm.
Right. And they don't want to acknowledge the statistics that support that as well. The school
Uh-huh.
shootings,
Exactly.
Yeah,
the
but
Why
mall
they keep trying
shootings.
to Charlie Kirk keeps
Yeah.
trying to talk about black on black crime or with or without gun
all day,
violence.
every day, we can
And they
talk
don't
about.
discuss the nuance of,
Mhm.
that particular
Hmm.
crime and proximity and all of those things. I mean,
Yep, we can talk
it's very
about the
disingenuous.
crimes of black and brown people all day, but white people, no, 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 no.
But oh no, no,
That
no, no.
doesn't. We're separate. Like
Hmm.
white people are individuals.
Mm.
You all are a
Despite the
monolith.
fact despite the fact that there are more, quote unquote, more white people in,
Uh-huh.
in the country, as they say. So if that's the case, are you just saying that, the 13%, which we've been that for like what, so long, are you saying that we're just animalistic? The small population? That makes no
Hmm.
sense.
Yep.
Again, they don't want to feel guilty. They don't want to take accountability.
They
Numbers and
don't ever want to
statistics
acknowledge
only
that
works.
particular part about how their
Right.
statistics, the way that they focus these their energies and the way that their statistics work is to point to the idea that black people are just inherently
Yep.
violent or inherently um
Exactly.
like
Like there's
like
just something
tribal
wrong with
beasts.
us.
Yeah,
Right. We're
inherently
animalistic.
savages. Yeah, we
Right.
no we can't talk about how all of this
No.
is like many of these things that are issues within the black community are contributed directly to white people straight up orchestrating that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orchestrating the poverty in which you have to live in that
Hmm.
creates these kind of crimes, quote unquote,
Hmm.
which is basically just survival.
Yep.
A lot of it just roots back down to survival.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
just funny how when we talk about this sort of thing, nobody wants to ever focus on the roots of the tree. The branches and the leaves, though, right?
Yeah. We have no problem talking about the symptoms. Oh my God!
The
Look at
symptoms.
you got the shivers and look at these blisters. And well, we don't want to ever address the root cause. What is that disease? Where did the infection come from to begin with?
Mhm.
Hmm?
Right.
No.
And how does
So,
it continue to affect us today? This whole
yeah.
get over
How
it
can
thing is so disingenuous to me. What do you mean
they
get
want to
over it? Or that was
address
so long
those?
ago.
Yeah, they want to address those little symptoms,
Hmm.
like piecemeal, but they don't want to actually address the root cause, the foundation. They don't want to fix the
Because of the
foundation.
feeling of guilt and having to take accountability.
Mhm.
That's what it is. That's why they get
Yeah,
so offended when they're like, well, why are you guys blaming slavery on us? That happened so long ago. I wasn't a part of that. You're
Because you
being
still haven't taken
disingenuous when you say things.
accountability.
no, there's no
Well, you're
accountability.
still, and there's privilege. There's, lost lineage. Uh, Shoot, I'd probably be speaking my dang language if you hadn't have came over and messed with my people.
Yeah,
There's so much, and till this day, my last name is not completely my own. If you sit there and think about it, it's like, whoa,
I think my last name
we
is
are carrying their last
Irish.
names.
it's Irish.
I think
Yeah,
Conley is
yeah,
Irish.
my last name is Irish,
Hmm.
and the history there is already so messed up because the Irish, they may not have suffered under chattel slavery, but they
Hmm.
did suffer under, like it wasn't obviously was nowhere near the same as chattel slavery, but they did have suffer under indentured servitude at the
Right.
hands of other white people here in the United
Yeah.
States. And
Yeah.
so they were told, pitted against black people, told they were better than black people, even though they were
Hmm.
still being treated like shit by white people.
Yeah.
They weren't considered white for the longest time. They they were told just all you need to do is go out there and beat those black people,
Then you can
and
be white
you
again.
could be the overseer. You go out there. You may not be able to come to the big house yourself. You can be the
Hmm.
overseer out in the field.
That
You just whip those slaves for us,
and
and and
that's
Yeah.
and yeah, we'll make sure that you're considered white at some point.
and that just
Mm-mm-mm.
ties into how
Hmm.
the subjugation of race ties into a division of class.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
It's a
and
tactic to keep the classes divided so the wealthy can stay
I
wealthy,
wish to God that I could like pound this into the skulls of people because
especially poor white people.
yes, because they will sit
Yes.
there and say, "No, I don't have white privilege. I'm poor." You dumb ass. A black person of the same socioeconomic level as you will have it worse just because of the color of their skin.
Right.
You have a privilege there. You may be poor. The system is made that way to keep you poor. It's not made the system of racism and white supremacy is made to benefit whiteness, but it's made to benefit wealthy
Hmm.
whiteness. It does not
Exactly.
it will throw other white people under the bus to maintain the status quo. It doesn't matter. It does
Yeah.
not care. And I
Yeah.
wish people would get that through their thick skulls. The minute that white people poor white people understand that it's not immigrants or black and brown people that are their problem. It's literally the wealthy white people at the top who are doing this on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Class solidarity.
They're
Holy
terrified of that
shit.
shit. But that's
Yeah.
why you see, you know, I don't want to sound conspiracy theorist when I say this, but at the same time, that's why you get these events like Charlie Kirk, or at least
Mhm.
when they happen, the wealthy make sure to latch onto it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it may not
Yeah.
because
necessarily happen for that specific reason, but they will sure as hell use
use
it.
it. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because we saw black people not give two fucks
Mhm.
that Charlie Kirk died because he was racist.
And they
And then
weaponize that. Oh,
and
look the way that the black
you
and
see
brown
how
people are
you see how
celebrating
they're
that a
acting?
white man was
When
murdered.
there seems to be any
Mm-mm.
kind of headway happening in class solidarity,
Mhm.
especially when it comes to like union, making. Like I remember the thing that was really going on right before Charlie Kirk was got killed was, Starbucks was unionizing.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, all of a sudden he gets killed, and then you have a polarizing issue that has a major race component that will allow you to essentially cause a lot of infighting that's happening in the class.
And you're throwing a wrench into the gears. Everything's
It
moving
seems to
along.
be
It may be
smoothly.
moving along slowly, but it's moving along smoothly. And
It's
you could just
Right.
moving
throw a little bit of a
forward.
monkey wrench in there
Mhm.
to derail the
Yeah.
progress that's already
It
been
doesn't
made.
even need to be a wrench. It could be a simple bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Like running over a shopping cart with a little pebble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
basically everything goes according to plan as long as they get ahead of, the said
Mhm.
issue. It's a way to just control everyone, And so I'm not even surprised that after his death, they painted this narrative of, oh, well, he was a family man and he was out there teaching the young and mentoring the, young boys and whatnot. Not surprised.
But it goes
Not
back to what
surprised at
you were
all.
just saying a second ago, how what is the root of that? He was
Mm-hmm.
out there mentoring
He,
young boys in what?
uh-huh.
In
Yeah.
what were
But you
we
can't talk
mentoring
about
about?
that is the thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. They never go far enough. You can't go into nuance. Discussions that you have with people like that are typically always surface level for a reason. It's on purpose.
Yeah.
They didn't want
And
to
it's
go into
so
what he talked
frustrating.
about.
Or so they'll get a little cocky and they'll be like, "Well, you're taking it out of context," and suddenly you give them the context, and they're like, "What?"
But the thing about that is that they're being disingenuous. Never
Yes,
Mhm.
they
believe
are.
them when they say things. They know exactly what it was. They knew it was hate.
Mhm.
They knew it was racism. They just love
Mhm.
that this person that looks just like them could get out there and actually have the balls to say what they think.
Yeah.
Such a
You
good
know.
point.
Yeah. Say the things that they've always wanted to
Yeah.
say.
Mhm.
So people aren't stupid. They want to play dumb, but I don't play that game with people.
Yeah.
I
And
see right
it's so
through it.
frustrating because we're at this point where um well, me especially, I don't want to give anyone the time of day that's willing to make these excuses or just they don't want to delve into the nuance. There's no point in having a conversation with somebody who wants to remain surface level. But at the same time, I know it's not my fault. I know it's not my problem that they won't
Yeah.
do the
Mhm.
hard work.
Mhm.
Right.
But it's
Yep.
like we can't get any progress anywhere because it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I don't want to talk to them now. I don't want to
Hmm.
give them the time of day. But we're at a stalemate. We literally can't go
Yeah.
anywhere because I'm not going
Yeah.
to give my time and energy to someone who will not give the time and energy to make that tiny hairline
Mhm.
fracture effort.
They'll just move the
But
goalpost every
yeah,
time,
What I feel like
no
has
matter
to
what.
happen is they have to start actually hurting themselves.
uh-huh.
Which is
Hmm.
why, Desiree, you said so many times, like, you're just taking a step back. White
Yes,
black people are
ma'am.
just like, I'm taking a step back. I'm done. I'm tired. And it's like, I get
Yes,
it
ma'am.
because white people have to start actually seeing it for themselves.
I don't
Hmm.
Hurting.
like saying it, but genuinely there will have to be a culling or some sort of transformative, horrific event for it to get through palm colored people's thick skulls, because they
Mm-hmm.
literally are so selfish that the idea of revolution to them is it's either too scary, or
Mm-hmm.
they cannot take their claws off of their positions, even though it's a shitty position under this totem pole of white supremacy. They
Yeah.
cannot take their claws off of their position in this totem pole of white supremacy for a second,
Yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
what if everybody was on the same playing field? That would be scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's going to take something absolutely horrific happening to white people specifically, and for them to get it through their thick skulls. It
Mm-hmm.
sucks because we could prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, we can't talk to nobody.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like one of the things that, we are kind of seeing is, with the whole Epstein files,
Holy shit.
because we're seeing little white girls
Hmm.
in those pictures.
And even still, like, we're seeing little white girls, and this was happening to predominantly young white girls,
Mm-hmm.
and people are like getting it, like, oh no,
Yeah.
these people don't care about
Us.
they don't even care about us,
Yeah.
it's they would hurt us,
Mm-hmm.
and yet you
Mm-hmm.
still have people going out of their way,
Yeah.
like the point is directly in their face, throwing that
Right.
shit in reverse, back it up,
Mm-hmm.
Terry, and
Yep.
going circumnavigating the globe to get around the point.
Yeah.
Like, no, I will still make excuse. I gotta play devil's advocate
Mhm.
here.
Which is crazy.
Y'all.
Trying to find a point, but I mean, if there's any reason why you wanted to know why they didn't want the Epstein files not to be released, it's because it was young white girls.
Mhm.
Because they knew, like, if it had been, young black girls, unfortunately, they probably wouldn't have cared.
Mm-mm. It would have been a news cycle, and nothing would have been done, and it would have been forgotten about.
Yeah. But these are young white girls who were being exploited,
Hmm.
and it's like, oh shit, like, if they see that, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's so many of them, and I feel like that is the one thing that actually could create some, solidarity, or at least the very beginning point, because it is Democrats and Republicans in those
Mm-hmm.
files,
Yeah.
and people don't give a fuck. As many times as they try to say, oh, well, Democrats are in there too, fucking get them.
Yeah. I don't give a damn.
I
Right.
want them gone.
I don't.
All
Well,
of them.
you know what would happen to Bill Clinton? I don't give a
They-
fuck about Bill Clinton.
Like,
Like,
okay.
Snap his
they keep
ass.
bringing his ass up as if, well, number one, I'm a millennial. I was a
Right.
kid slash baby when
I
Clinton
couldn't
was
vote for
president.
him. Like,
Yeah,
what?
I don't give a damn
Even if I
about Bill
wanted
Clinton.
to.
And on top of that, his wife is annoying as fuck and doesn't know how to read a fucking
God,
room.
she's so
Won't
fucking annoying.
won't shut the fuck up. Oh well, you know that the only reason that people like the people of Gaza right now is because of social media. Shut the fuck up, Hillary.
Shut the fuck
There's a
up,
reason you
Hillary.
lost. Motherfucking reason
I
you
mean,
lost. Shut up, Hillary. Damn.
She
Exactly.
always wants to blame everything else but her fucking self.
And she can't acknowledge her husband's complicity in all of this.
Exactly.
The 94 crime bill. Oh no, it's a calling people super predators and shit.
Yes.
No, we're not
Yo.
going to acknowledge that. We're not
Nope.
going to acknowledge our complicity within any of that. And that annoys the shit out of me about Democrats too.
I know. And then it's like the people who go back and be like, it's so sexist of you. I'm like, no. I am criticizing a woman who is fucking flawed.
Mhm.
Was she
Mhm.
fucking capable? Yes, of course. Would she have been better than Trump? Of fucking course, but we would have been in the same shit.
Yeah, but
We
that's
would
the,
have
but
been in
that-
the same fucking
but
shit.
that's the thing that makes it even worse. Was she capable? Could she have been a better person? Like, easy, yes, but she chose not to.
Yes.
Same thing with Kamala. Like, could she have been better? Could she have supported the people of Palestine and not, supported more funding to Israel? She could have done that. It would not have destroyed her political career. She literally could have done that. But she chose to maintain that support. And I can't make excuses, because if I'm going to hold Republicans accountable across the board.
We're going to hold Democrats accountable across the board, too.
Exactly. And I'm going to maintain that energy, period. If I have to hold myself accountable, I have to hold them accountable. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
We're going to keep going in this cycle if we don't actually hold the Democrats' feet to the fire.
Holy shit. And that's what people don't get either. No, vote blue no matter who. Just this one last time, and then we can push them to the left.
We voted blue no matter who. We got Biden in, and then look what happened. He did jack shit.
Supreme Court said that he had the powers of a king, and he's like, I'm not going to do anything with it.
Oh, pardon my son.
That's about it. I don't need to do anything else with it. So the system is broken on purpose. Because if you really look at it from the outside looking in, it's catering to wealthy white men in particular. Mm-hmm. It's made that way.
From the very beginning, the Constitution was made to favor wealthy white men.
Mm-hmm. We weren't even in it. No. Those words in the preamble and the Bill of Rights and all that, they ain't mine. That ain't for me. They didn't write that for me. The 4th of July, especially. That shit ain't for me. Well, what are we celebrating on the 4th of July? My independence? That ain't my independence. We weren't free.
Mm-mm.
We weren't free at all. Oh, no.
This is why we should all be the Grinch.
This is why we should be the Grinch, not the Walmart version. No. This is why we should be the Jim Carrey burning down the Christmas tree in the center of the square version of the Grinch.
Screw consumerism. Mm-hmm. Don't have a consumer Christmas.
He really does. That Jim Carrey's version of the Grinch really does remind me of when Jesus went into the temple and started flipping tables.
Honestly, though, that's such an accurate allegory for it. Like,
yeah.
You know what? Fuck this. Fuck you.
Because honestly, everything was going really chill.
I took the time to braid this whip out of leather.
And I think it's really cool to think about how everything kind of seemed like it was going kind of chill. The Grinch was still a little uneasy. He thought, he always had this idea, the Who's are so, everything's about gifts, and, like me, myself, and I. But then Cindy
Lou Who,
she convinced him to go down and celebrate the Whobilation with them. And he was like, okay, I'm still a little skeptical.
Like, you know what? It's been so long.
Yeah.
This kid, I mean, she's annoying, but she's nice, I guess.
Yeah, goes down there, celebrates the Whobilation. He's enjoying himself and feeling a little more open. And what do they do? Just like when he was a kid, he opened himself up and they fuck with him again. Mm-hmm. They bully him again. They show that they haven't changed, that that it is me, myself, and I, that it is all about consumerism. And boom, he's like, nah, that's it. I don't need to. I'm not changed. I thought that I could change because they had changed. Nah, they haven't changed. I'm going to keep minding my business. We're going to, light this bitch up.
Yeah.
Throw a Molotov and head on out.
Oh, you like
I don't see why they made his isolation such a bad thing, though.
No, it's not.
It should be completely okay for him to not want to be around.
Anything, like bad for the people of Whoville. Literally nothing he did had repercussions on the people of Whoville. He was actually a benefit to the people of Whoville, because if those if their trash had built up to the point, or built up too much, I can guarantee you there would be some sort of like avalanche or something because their trash is just piling up on the side of Mount Crumpet, which would have destroyed their town. The Grinch is literally up there being a recycler, an innovator, an inventor.
Yeah.
A demonstration of classism, He was seen as the lower end of it all, and that's where all the trash went. You claim you love Christmas. You claim you're about family and togetherness and whatnot. But what the hell is that? Sending your trash up there, and you know that he lives there. Yeah, it was very it contradicted everything about what they thought the meaning of Christmas meant.
Yeah.
And so he called that out.
And he was very straightforward and to the point. And there were a lot of times when the Who's. That I genuinely think that the how some characters are coded as, either black or part of the LGBTQ plus community and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. The Grinch is very much neurodivergent coded.
Oh yeah, that's
I
a
was gonna say
tism.
that. I was about to say that.
That's a
It
tism.
Yeah,
definitely, yeah.
because he's very particular about
Hmm.
his things.
Mm-hmm.
He
He
wants
has a
others.
schedule. He has self-loathing. He can't cancel
He
that.
can't cancel that again. He
That
Cancel
was
wants.
hilarious. Dinner with me? I can't cancel that again.
that again.
He's very especially when he's a kid, right? The way that he
Mm-hmm.
wants to be accepted. The people pleasing. He wants others to like him, even though it's to his detriment. The shaving thing and whatnot, like they're making fun of him for the way that he just exists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He wanted to fit in, and a lot of neurodivergent. He was masking a lot,
he was.
and for the Grinch, masking, he can't mask in the way that many of us can mask because he's quite literally different than the other Who's. He's a different
Yep.
subspecies. He's literally green versus the other Who's. So
He sticks out. Yeah.
he sticks out like a sore thumb. It brings so much more nuance to the conversation because he wants to just be left alone and mind his business. But because of the way that he was born, he
He
can't.
can't.
He literally cannot. And you could literally apply that to almost everything. You could apply that to black folks. We want to
Hmm.
be left the fuck alone. We want to be chilling and mind our business and just go about our day. But because of the way that we were born, we are
Yeah.
targeted for the color of our skin.
Yeah. I mean,
People of the
hell, we can't
yeah,
even be quiet for a second without someone thinking, "Oh, she has an attitude."
yep.
We can't be human, even though we're doing human things, and it sucks.
There's
It
no
really
winning.
does.
It's
No.
literally, if we're quiet, we're scary and dangerous. If we're loud, we're obnoxious. We're too talkative. We're
Yeah.
disruptive. So
Hmm.
there's literally no middle ground for us. It's literally day and night and black and white.
Mm-hmm. Quite
Right.
literally.
Quite literally.
Makes no sense.
I'm glad that we
Mm-mm-mm.
talked about the Grinch today.
I know.
Because
Me
it
too.
it really it's like you have an idea of the things you want to touch on, but then
Hmm.
it expands into more nuance.
It does, because I mean,
Does.
there it goes to show like a lot of these like older movies, older shows, especially before AI,
Hmm.
like when you're able to pull on real world, real experiences, events, like you can glean so much from these stories.
Yeah, as
Right.
you gain more experience as a person,
Yes.
things have deeper meaning.
Hmm.
Like today, watching
Exactly.
Star Wars, with Javi, it was
Hmm.
it it's been a minute since
Hmm.
I've watched episode one, but it hit
Right.
so much different,
I bet
Yeah.
especially
it did.
after the after Andor, after seeing what's been happening,
Hmm.
the genocides happening around the world, the way that our government doesn't give a shit, the way that other governments are just bogged down in
Hmm.
bullshit bureaucracy and not
The
actively
bureaucracy scene hits so much different when you're an adult now and you're like, oh my fucking god,
like
yeah, this
like
is what it
they
is.
could do something right now,
Yeah,
but
like
no, we need to we need to form a committee, and then we can talk about maybe possibly doing something. We'll take a vote, and then it makes it so much more of a visceral experience
hmm.
because
Yeah.
it's Cory Booker doing this stupid ass filibuster shit. Cory Booker is one of those examples of like you could do something right now.
Yeah.
But no. We gotta think about it. We gotta talk about it.
Or when the Democrats had power and it's like, get rid of the filibuster.
Yeah.
Get rid of the filibuster.
Or
Lock in the Voting Rights Act.
stack the
Lock
court.
in reproductive
Stack
acts.
the court.
Stack the courts. Like
Codify. No. It's the status quo. The same thing
we have to
happening in
take
Star
that.
Wars.
Yeah.
This is the status
This is
quo
how
has
it is
always been.
done.
This is how it's
Hmm.
always been. This is how it's always been done. And the people of Naboo are dying
Hmm.
while this is happening. You don't want to do anything. Okay, cool.
Like
You
there
want to
are
sit there and talk about it. We'll
real
head back.
people
Yeah.
suffering real life consequences because y'all aren't doing shit.
And then so you want to talk about it? That's fine. We'll head back to Naboo, and we will handle our beef with the Gungans, the people of Otagunga.
Hmm.
We will handle our beef with them because that again, that's another form. That's showing that class solidarity.
Hmm.
That's classism.
Yeah.
That's literally racism and classism. The Naboo look down on the Gungans because they think they're some sort of lower life form, even though they're just as sophisticated as them. They just have a different dialect. They have different
Hmm.
customs. They have
Right.
different ways of doing things.
Yeah.
So they look down on the people of Otagunga and the various other Gungan cities. They look down on them as if they're lower life forms.
Yeah.
They're just as sophisticated as the Naboo,
Hmm.
or they
Right.
may not have the same technology as them, but they go back. Queen Amidala and her people go back and squash that because they realize the only way that we can defeat this system, that this oppressor that's come against us, the Trade
Hmm.
Federation, is by
Being together.
coming together,
Hmm.
class solidarity, and fighting them as one. The
Yeah.
Gungans literally, and it's also that same thing in in the Lord of the Rings when the Rohirrim come to Minas Tirith. They didn't care about their safety and well-being. They thought
Right.
about their fellow man. That
Yeah.
same thing happened with the Gungans. Qui-Gon said,
Hmm.
there is a chance with this plan that many Gungans will be killed. And Boss Nass said, we are ready to do our part.
Yeah.
And that's how class solidarity works. There are some
Hmm.
people who are not meant to be the frontline fighters.
Yeah.
There are some people who can't do that. But those
Mhm.
people who are they have their roles and they fill those roles, and they know that there may be pain that comes with filling that role. They know that
Right.
that it may be difficult, but they know that they have to do it. Period.
Hmm.
Period. And I love
Absolutely.
that about, I mean, it hits so much harder seeing the Gungans fight
Because
against the Trade
the
Federation.
Gungans, at the end of the day, they realize, like, we might not give a shit about the Naboo because of what they've done to us, but then the Trade Federation's going to come back and get us.
And that's what they didn't get
Hmm.
at first. When
Yes.
Obi-Wan tried to explain that to them,
Hmm.
you form a symbiont circle. What happens to one will happen to the other. And they
Yeah.
didn't get that. And that's what happens a lot with the classism and racism. You all don't white people who are literally championing this system of fascism. They do not give a shit about you. As soon as they take out the black and brown people that they want to get rid of, which is all of us, they are coming for you next.
Hmm.
It's exactly how something like Handmaid's Tale works. They
Hmm.
don't give a damn about you if you are not a wealthy white man. As
Hmm.
soon as they are done with the original targets, they face eating leopards get bored. They want more faces. You have a face.
Right.
And then and then once they get rid of y'all, they
Hmm.
start eating themselves. That's exactly what happens every time. The wealthy think I got, we've gotten everything we want.
Yeah.
Nope, they start eating and cannibalizing themselves.
It
It's Game of
is.
Thrones.
It's not just Game of Thrones, but it's
Literally.
also, the allegory of the Ouroboros, the
Yeah,
self-eating snake.
snake eating its own tail. Yeah,
Hmm. Because it's like, well, what else is there? You know what I mean?
yeah. It's like they can't exist without that exponential growth.
Yeah.
Like even though they're already set.
Yeah.
They're
Hmm.
already good to go for the rest of their lives, their children's lives,
Hmm.
their children's lives, and so on and so forth. It's like, no, the greed has completely outweighed any sense of rationality.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We gotta, we're gonna keep going even if we kill ourselves.
Yeah.
You already have
Yep.
everything.
It's very
Yeah.
much the submersible.
Oh,
Hmm.
God damn. How many times did Ocean Gate happen? And how many warnings did that man get?
So
Hey,
many
this
times.
is not a good idea. And
Hey,
Hmm.
the material is breaking. Hey, this material has not been tested. Hey, it's not working.
literally
Hmm.
the documentary crew that went down in it, or well, no, they said they didn't want to.
No, they were like, we're
They
not going
said
to
we're
that
not
shit.
going in it. But the documentary crew that filmed it for that little documentary they did about it, the last time it went down before the accident, they literally said, "Hey, this is not good. Something bad's gonna happen. What happens next time they go out?"
All the billionaires die.
Yeah.
And
It just goes to show you that sometimes these things are not your lesson to learn. When you
Mhm.
have been the one warning people, telling them,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I've been where you are. And so here's, I can suggest this or that. But the minute, they shut you down, think that you're dumb, you don't know any better. You got to watch, you just sit back, watch, and observe. When you're ready, you come. Because revolution only looks good in film to people.
Yep.
They love the
Yeah.
idea of it. That's it. They don't love it
Mhm.
for what it
They
actually
like
is
the
and what it's going to entail.
They like the
So,
aesthetic.
yeah, people
yeah,
will look at
exactly.
something like
Exactly.
Braveheart or
Mm-hmm.
The Patriot or the
Yeah.
Charge of the Rohirrim. Oh yeah, the battle lines. That would be so cool to charge right alongside my brothers. But you
But the
don't realize
sacrifice of it all,
the
right?
sacrifice, the death that
Yeah.
comes with that. As soon as you realize, oh, I might actually
I
die
might actually
today.
die.
I might actually die today, and then all of a sudden the idea of revolution is not so aesthetic anymore.
Exactly. Exactly. So I think for a long time we've been playing, when it comes to politics, we've been playing checkers. People need to get more educated about the system in of itself. A lot of people were not educated this time around. Doing the right thing always will, it won't always look at, let me see. Doing the right thing sometimes requires you doing the wrong thing in some people's eyes. And it's unfortunate. You don't play fair in an unfair world. And so we need to start playing chess. And that's what a lot of Black women were trying to get people to do this time around. For whatever reason, nobody wanted to listen. And so when y'all are ready for a revolution, and when you're ready, when you're done with the idea of it, call us. But until then, we're resting.
It's one of those things where it's like you can only be a good person for so long without becoming complicit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
You
is
know
the
what I mean?
hero, any superhero that, I don't know, Captain America and all those, whoever, as an example, they don't always do the right thing,
Nope.
quote
I
unquote.
mean,
They
let's
don't.
just think about, the recent Superman movie and how he was
I didn't see
vilified
that one.
for, um,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yes.
Okay, so you haven't seen it, right?
No, no, I don't like
Okay, so
Superman.
part of the new Superman movie, Superman is his own entity, right? He doesn't represent he may live in the United States, but he doesn't represent a particular country or particular peoples. He's there to protect humanity, right?
Right, yeah.
So in the movie, there are two countries that are quite literally Israel and Palestine. James Gunn has vehemently said that the countries were in the comic books well before this
Hmm.
issue, but the optics of it, it was like, oh, this is Israel and this is Palestine, right? And
Mm.
Superman goes and helps Palestine. And the bureaucracy, the politics of all that in the movie, they're freaking the fuck out. Like,
Hmm.
how could you do this? The Israel country is our ally. This is just, it's not a good look. And Superman's basically like, I don't work for you.
Hmm.
Like I don't work for you. I'm here to protect those that are being oppressed, and I'm seeing the people who are being oppressed like with my own eyes. And you want to tell me that the Israel country is the good guy? You want to tell me that they are the ones that need help? They
Mm.
have the full-on military invading this Palestinian sort of type country, and United States Democrat or not Democrats, but the politicians are all like, "No, you can't do that. We have treaties and all that."
Hey, fuck your treaties.
Yeah, doing the right thing, even when it's hard, is that's
Hmm.
integrity. That is integrity.
Hmm.
And I've been seeing for the past several years people having to grapple with that, not being able to do the right thing, not being able to say the right, be on the right side of history because it's like, oh, this is hard. If I do this, all of my follower count on
Hmm.
online, it'll affect my follower count and whatnot. It'll affect my job. It'll affect my guys. Doing the right thing, that's going to in the
It's
long
gonna
run,
cost
it's gonna
you.
cost you.
Like in the short term, it will cost you.
Hmm.
In the short term, you are going to lose a lot. And yeah, it's gonna fucking suck.
And like when they brought me in um to the human resources office. and had those big wigs sitting down with me after the Charlie
Right.
Kirk thing. I had a choice there, and I'm not going to compare myself to, like these incredible revolutionaries and whatnot, but I had a choice to sit there and apologize
Mm-hmm.
or stand by my morals and stand by what the right thing was. Charlie Kirk is not a man to be celebrated. He's not
Mm-hmm.
some some revolutionary like Martin Luther King Jr. He was an evil grifter
A
who used
stochastic
a stochastic
terrorist.
terrorist who used the pain of black people to benefit himself and his family
Mm-hmm.
and to further the 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 end
The
goal
cause of
of the
fascism.
end goal of fascism and white supremacy. And so when they're essentially asking me to apologize, and I'm like, no, like honestly, you're not even gonna get my job's not gonna be saved even if I apologize. What's the point of apologizing? Um, if number one, this is the truth, he was not a good person, and number two, you telling me that I'm not gonna keep my job, like it's gonna go up to the superintendent and maybe we'll see what happens. No, no. I cannot step outside of who I am as a person just to make you
Mm-hmm.
comfortable. And on top of that, this was not on school time. This
Right.
is something that you got this information from a white supremacist that was stalking me, doxing me. So you took this information gleefully took the information from a white supremacist. Well, we don't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily know that this was a white supremacist. I'm telling you, you can believe them at their word about something that I was doing on my own time.
That's because they
But
already knew exactly what they were planning to do to you.
yeah,
So
yeah.
nothing you would have said would have made a difference.
hmm
Their minds
So
were already made up.
yeah, so like I don't, especially when it comes to the fascist state we live in right now. If you are a person who can't, I don't really know where I
Mm-hmm.
stand. I think that immigrants, they should come here. I don't want to hear a damn thing you
Yeah.
have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Because
Yeah.
you know, I was already on that other side of the fence because immigrants are what make the United States the country that it is. Period. Boom,
Mm-hmm.
boom. That I don't give a damn. Like you want to talk about, reforming the way that people can come in here and making the process a little more streamlined for them. Cool, but we gotta stop these illegals. Or nobody's illegal on stolen land. Y'all illegal
Exactly.
first. Period. Y'all came here and
Exactly.
stole Native people's land and then brought black people here
I was about to say, and
against our
now
will.
brought people
And
against their will here.
yeah, and so I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about illegals or people being illegal.
Right.
I
And you're
don't care.
destabilizing other countries and then complaining
Literally
about them
going
having to come over
Venezuela
here
right now.
because you ruined their right. Like it's very disingenuous. It's just it's disgusting. But
Yeah, they'll sit there and him and
I
ha
don't
about ICE. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. But then, yeah, Venezuela, yeah, war. This is what you making hype videos like it's a football game. Yeah,
it's
this
just
is what you get
ridiculous.
against it. Trump literally said that Venezuela's own oil was stolen from us.
Yeah.
Huh? Huh? It's theirs. The United States loves talking about this is our land. This is you can't come here. This is ours. But we're going to another country and we're saying that their oil is ours.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can miss me with the bullshit. Y'all can
Yeah.
miss me.
Setting up shop with military bases all over the place. Everywhere
Huh?
else. Like it's like makes no sense. It's just
The Grinch would very much be Antifa.
Oh yeah, the Grinch would 100%. I honestly need a Grinch Antifa shirt.
Yeah. You
That's a good
need
idea.
the Grinch throwing a
Molotov.
but as a Christmas tree. A
A-
Molotov Christmas tree.
Ooh, a burning Christmas tree. The Grinch throwing a burning Christmas tree. I like
That would be new merch.
Yeah, new merch. I like that idea.
New merch. That
Yeah.
one would be funny.
That's a good idea.
I like this. Yeah. Because, I mean, when people ask us, like, what made you this way? The Grinch.
The Grinch, Fern Gully, A Bug's Life.
I was about to say a Bug's Life. Robots.
Atlantis, Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet.
yeah.
What was the one we just Robots?
Robots.
Yeah, Robots.
Robots.
Shit. The
S-
Oh.
The Wild Robot. Just saw that one
Oh yeah, the Wild
recently.
Robot.
The Wild
Yeah, that
Robot.
one was.
I don't know if I've ever seen that one. I need to check that
Oh,
one
you
out.
have to. I have
It's
it on
so
Yeah.
I have it
cute.
on the server, so you can watch it.
Okay.
But yeah, no,
Gotcha.
it that one is the Wild Robot hits different when you're a parent.
Yeah.
It hits like
Okay.
bawling your eyes out.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness, that movie hit. Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, you brought a generation up under these movies that really taught these ideas of anti-capitalism and anti-consumerism, and then
Hmm.
you're
Hmm.
confused as to why they aren't settling for the status quo. You taught us
Yeah.
that the grasshoppers, the 1%, the small population of wealthy people are literally coming in and putting their feet on our necks, and that we are supposed to come together and stand up against them. But now, when we come together and stand up against them,
Union busting.
union busting
Yeah.
Yeah.
freaking out. This is
Hmm.
divisive. This is what I'm confused. We are. What Vader said.
Yeah.
I am what you made me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What do you want me to do?
Exactly. Or
What do you want me to
Bane's
do?
monologue. Bane's little, what did he say in The Dark Knight? I was born in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I was born in it.
hmm Molded
Like,
by
yes.
it.
Molded by it.
I did not see the light until I was nearly a man. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. You brought us up in a system that does not care about human life and taught us that human life is precious. I
Especially when you made us go to church and you were like, Jesus said, "Love your neighbor."
Yeah, you brought us up in the church and then it taught us that brown communist Jesus says
Love your neighbor.
love your neighbor as
Heal the
yourself.
sick.
Now all of a sudden you're not supposed to love your neighbor. What do you mean? What?
All of a sudden, there are exceptions to the rule. There was
Yeah.
an asterisk next to neighbor.
Yeah, I'm confused now. So like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in the church now. I'm no longer in the church because they playing games over there. But I took those lessons with me.
Yeah.
I
That's
took
the
those lessons
thing.
with me. I may not
Yep.
um subscribe to the moniker of Christianity anymore
Yeah.
because they
Mm-hmm.
fuck that shit up. But I
Hmm.
Yeah.
truly believe that you know my life was made better by those teachings of brown communist Jesus because they're so like they're so fundamental to humanity, who what humanity
It
is
really,
on a basic level.
it really
Yeah.
is. And I mean, we get that. We got those lessons replayed in the movies that we watched.
Yep.
In The Grinch, of a man just minding his business and then saying, you know what? Raiding the temple, flipping it all over,
Yeah.
setting it on fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We did good.
I think that
I
yeah,
think,
no, that's an
yeah.
excellent
We
place
can,
because that was fantastic. Yeah. Was there anything you wanted to
absolutely.
say, Sid, before we go?
We are in the Christmas season, and I just want to remind people that people have been snatched off the street and no longer are with their family. We are currently living in, 1930s Germany.
Yeah.
We are actually living in it right now. And people always say, if I were living in that time, I would have done something different. Ask yourself, are you?
Nope.
Are you actually doing something different?
Yeah.
You know?
And I made a video about that today about how it's like people are saying have this idea that the Nazis were so wildly unpopular back in the 1930s. No,
How do you think they
everybody,
got there in the first
yeah,
place?
everybody hated them, and people always spoke out against them. No, anybody that spoke out against them was summarily disappeared or they were chastised.
Mhm.
The same way that you're seeing today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, it was popular to be a Nazi. It's popular to be a maggot.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Desiree, you have anything you want to leave us off with?
Yeah, you want to see my Grinch pants?
Yeah, we want to see your Grinch pants.
Hey, Grinch pants. I like a Grinch
That's
pants.
That's it. That's all.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for this very special Murray Chrysler. We don't have snow, so it's a very cold CHRIMMUH. But
very dry.
You know what we need to do? We need to do. I have a book that I read every year on CHRIMMUH Eve called "The
The Zombie
Zombie
Night
Night
Before
Before Christmas,"
Christmas.
and I
Yes.
read
Ooh,
that every year. I'm gonna try and go live and read it, but
That's
because this new
hilarious.
Instagram is acting a whole fool,
You might
saying
just have to release it
yeah,
on
YouTube
YouTube or
or something.
something.
But I
Yeah.
want to do it every year, so I'm gonna figure it out. But we're gonna read "The Zombie Night Before Christmas,"
love
and
it.
it's gonna be a whole thing. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But as always, this is Ebony Warrior Studios with blinding speed, master quality, and untold savagery. Please go drink some water. And if you're sick, wear a mask. Well, you should be wearing a mask, point blank, period, because COVID never ended. But if you're sick, please wear a mask. Get
Don't
out of
look at me
people's
like
faces.
that.
I'm sick. Sid got me sick.
Rude.
Bye.